Hello everybody and welcome to this special video for the mid-month super value here on patreon.com/golfclashtommy and our ultimate tournament guides and our tour text guides. In this short video I will go through some examples from our guide portfolio and show you why this is the right time to check it out and test for yourself. The reason I call it the super mid-month value is due to the fact that if signing up here now in the middle of the month will give you a partial refund, because Patreon works month to month. Obviously you should not pay for the full month in the middle of the month, so signing up here already gives you a partial refund. So once you do sign up to any of our packages, you send it an email to support@golfclashtommy.com or send a direct message on Patreon and make sure that you do get your partial refund. But how do you sign up then? You sign up through the link in the description down below. I will show you a couple of packages in just a bit, and then we're gonna take a look at some of the guides. Thank you so much for spending the time checking out this video, and please let us know if you do have any questions through support@golfclashtommy.com and we'll be happy to help you out. Once you do come to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, you will see all our packages here. First, you will only see the 3 top packages, but if you click at the bottom, that is to display all of the packages, and then you will notice that we do have something for absolutely everyone. And obviously we do have the possibility to start on our lowest package, which is the website access pass. You get then access to general guides behind the scene on our website golfclashtommy.com. Our absolute bestseller is these 3 packages here. These are the ultimate tournament text guides, and for the objective eye there is no doubt that these guides are a couple of steps ahead of other guides out there. And the beauty with those type of guides is that it gives you everything you need for the whole tournament. I mean, you're not just getting the guide for the qualifying round. We update for the wind changes to the opening round, and then also if needed for the weekend round. We do have dedicated leaders for every division that all have years of experience of making guides. Obviously, it's not just we that lead the division that are part of our team. We are a team that is around 20 people now that are helping out in all from creating shots, all from proofreading, all from making the slides and presenting the data to make sure that we are presenting everything to you in the best possible way. One thing that I would like to say that is something that we have focused a lot and invested a lot of time and money in, and that is our support line. We are helping thousands of players on a monthly basis to become better players, and that goes from all answering questions about the specific tournament guides, or all from answering questions just about your game, about Golf Clash in general. And obviously by signing up you get access to that direct line of support. You can send me a message over Telegram or over Patreon, or you can just talk to our brilliant support staff as well through support@golfclashtommy.com. So we do have the whole network for you to proceed in the game and succeed in the game, not just to have one good tournament, because we all can have one good tournament by having the day. But what we work with for our players is to build a consistency, so we raise the lowest standard here. So we always make sure that we get to the weekend round. So we always make sure that we can fight for a prize just in the tournament. And now I'm going to take a little bit of a closer look of the specific divisions, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the value in those divisions. And you can see here by me scrolling, you can see that you can bundle everything together. You can bundle getting 2 divisions, you can bundle getting tour guides and also tournament guides for a discount. So even if a discount is very nice, and you don't have to go to the higher packages here if you don't want to, but my point being here is that we do offer something for absolutely everyone. Try out the tour guides, Tour 7 up to Tour 13. We offer them all, detailed guides for tour play so you can win more. Then the tournament guides, obviously, to make sure that you get to the weekend round every single time. And for those of you that do want to fight for the top spot, you have that possibility too. Free to play options, paid ball options, you name it, we have absolutely everything. So make sure to check it out. Again, partial refund if signing up in the middle of the month. Test it out and make sure to see for yourself how good your game will be. But let's take a closer look at some example guides for Pro, and then Expert, and then Master. So let's take a look at Master Division. And before we go through a couple of slides, I wanted to talk a little bit in general about Master. Master Division has been the division where it has grown with the most amount of players, meaning that before in the game of Golf Clash there was a very little amount of weekend round brackets in Master, and it wasn't until the tier system came that more and more players stepped up into Master. That has led us to grow up to around 1400 unique players following our guides. That's not a number that I'm just making up, because we can obviously measure how many that do have our Master guide on Patreon, and we also know how many that do play Master in our Clan Deluxe packages. So we can count that up, and therefore I can say for sure that we do have a lot of players using our Master guide, which is obviously by far the most that anyone is having. What we have focused on in Master is to make sure that we can present all types of data and information that you need to get yourself to the weekend round, to get yourself to fight for top 10s, to get yourself to fight for gold. But in Master, there is always going to be a lot of data. If there isn't a lot of data on a shot that is presented, it's often because you're not dialed in enough. And I'm saying that based on experience, because those of you that has been playing Master for a while knows that you can't just play mid plus 10 or max plus 10 or have a couple of scribbled yardage notes on a second shot and then hope that you're going to fight for the weekend round. That's not gonna happen in Master nowadays. It was like that before, but not today. So we have built a design when it comes to our format in the guide where we try to present all types of data, and then you as a player can obviously choose and pick whatever information you need to play your shot, because some players are using very little amount of what is on the guide page because that's enough for them, because they can then fill in the gaps themselves. It's often those players that are a bit experienced because they have been playing this game for a while. Then there are those that do want every little ounce of detail on the slide, but they at the same time doesn't want it to be overwhelming. And that obviously is a battle every single time, because once again, we do have so many people that are testing our guides, and I'm playing loads myself, which means that we do have loads of data. And it also shows in the result where we do get multiply gold banners, multiply banners every single tournament from our users. Obviously, just using our guide doesn't automatically make you a world-class gold medal winner. Not even I am that stupid to believe that. But we give you the tool to begin the process of getting there. And with our backup, with the possibility for you to use our Telegram chats and our support line, you can ask questions directly to me, directly to our team members, so you can get your questions asked and answered before you play, so you can understand everything and therefore have a better outcome when you play. We push loads on the fact that you should use and ask questions if there is something that you don't understand. Because, trust me, if you do understand everything you do, and you do have the backup with our guides, that's a really nice recipe of success. But let's take a look at the slide here then. We do have the presentation of what type of ball type we can play with here. We do have a little red box that is a caddy tip box. You don't have to read through that, you can ignore it, but we do add some information there that could be good to think about. Then we do have the top part of the page. We have split it up in two parts just to make sure that you, once you play the drive, you can ignore one part of the page and just focus on the second part. But we do have the main text where it explains everything in text form that you need to do. Then we obviously have the pictures. We do have the spin box, we do have the landing position picture, and then obviously we are adding if we are using overpower or if we are using curl or something like that. We work a lot with tables because we do present data for Apocalypse level 5 plus in Master. That's what we're saying. So Apocalypse level 5 plus is what we cater towards in Master. When it comes to the second shot, we do have the main text there too. We have the spin box. We could add a little info box, which is that green box in the center. It's not always that we're adding that green box. It's only if we do believe there is something else that we need to be added that could be good to know. It could, for example, be, let's say that you play a drive and sometimes you get a glitch roll and sometimes you don't get a glitch roll. Then obviously the second shot is going to be different depending on what type of drive you are getting. Then we're obviously adding that data so you don't get lost if you do have a glitch roll drive and you only see the dead bounce information in the guide. We do have a shot structure on the left hand side to explain to you in what way you should do your shot. The reason we're adding the shot structure is to maximize the time that you have. So by knowing if you should add spin first or finding the landing position first, then that's crucial information to know, because that could save you a couple of seconds, and then you don't risk getting stressed and panicked and may time out. So this is a simple par 4 slide. I'm going to show you here I'm going to show you another par 4 where I'm going to talk a little bit about the different on how we are thinking. Now you see a slide here that has a lot of information and a lot of data. On a first glance, it may look like shit, I will never be able to follow. But trust me, you will. It's just to read. But we do have the same type of structure here. But when it is shots like especially send it shots and other shots that is a bit more technical, but the outcome is often loads better than a regular layup shot, we obviously try to present it in the best possible way with all the data that could be included, and obviously catering to as many club levels as possible. This was hole number 8 from the Shredder Slopes tournament, and you notice here that we do have some information on the drive that we do need to add, because depending on wind strength, we are needed to tweak the spins. Otherwise you would either be in the rough or sand or fairway. Now we could, with those minor changes, control the drive that every time we did hit perfect, we could be on the fairway, and then we had a very good chance for an eagle. But nowadays we are not just using these type of slides because these type of shots, because we understand that not everyone has these type of ball type, and we now have a dedicated team in Master that are also providing free to play ball options. And you can see here now that for those of you that do want to take can we call it the cheaper route, because it's no paid ball, and just playing a little bit simpler shot here because it's way less data. Obviously the drop rate is going to be less, because again we're going to have to play a different shot and we can't get to green in this instant. But you can see how much less information there is on this type of slide. And the point, again, my point being here, again, we do have slides that offer a lot of details because we do believe that everyone deserves that detail. We would never hold off any information. And trust me, if you're going to do well in Master, you need all the information. And it's disheartening to see sometimes some guides that doesn't have all the information, but you know that the person has it. That is very disheartening for me to see. But here you have a simpler slide. You can play here a cheaper way of getting yourself a good chance for an eagle, and we have less information, which for those that are not comfortable with a lot of data on the slide, you can follow a slide like this instead and still have a good chance for an eagle. And that's the same we do for par 3s too. I will show you here that we do have a par 3. This is an option 2 out of 2. And this is an option that is a free-to-play base. So we offer free-to-play ball options for par 3s too. You can see that the slide is a little bit different than a par 4 and a par 5, because obviously we need to have different data here. But it has all the information, it has all the data, and it does make it a little bit more not simplified, but it does make it possible then to play with a free-to-play ball here in Master using our guides. But obviously for the majority they are using the paid balls, and obviously we do have slides for that. And on par 3s we are not playing with a static wind. Right, so we do need to have wind angle tweaks. It doesn't matter how disliking that is, but we need to have wind angle tweaks, and obviously we're adding that on the par 3s if we feel that's necessary to maximize the chances for a drop. Do you have to follow the wind angle tweaks? No, you don't. But trust me on that if you try and start following that, you will definitely see a higher percentage of drops with the wind angle tweak. So here we do have a par 3. So to summarize in Master, we cater to Apocalypse level 5+. We cater to free-to-play balls, we cater to paid balls, and we're trying to offer as many options possible when it comes to especially the free-to-play options, which is all worked through. It's no, again, it's not one shot and done. So we do have a dedicated free-to-play team that are working with shots specifically like this. You have the tools here to get yourself to the weekend round. You have the tools to get yourself to fight for gold, depending on what goal you are. So again, let's make sure to try out the Master Division guides. So for Expert Division, led by one of the most brilliant minds in the game, Brandon Burke, together with an absolute brilliant mind from Ben Kennedy. So those two well-known players are leading and running our Expert Division here. And first, some general info about Expert. In Expert, we understand that there is players that do want to play free-to-play. We do understand that there is players that do want to use their paid balls because they don't have an interest to go up to Master. They might want to stay in Expert, and they might have invested a lot in special balls and want to use them, obviously, because why otherwise pay for something in the game if you are planning to use it. So our Expert guide are based on having a base of free to play, but now since the 2022 started, we have then improved and built a structure where we are now offering several special ball options and more aggressive options for those that do want to take those routes. But we will always have the base of free to play, and we will never ask you in the guide to spend a special ball or spending time on an aggressive route if we don't feel it's worth it. Because there is no point in wasting our paid balls and wasting the risk of playing aggressive if it's not more value than playing the free to play option, in my opinion. So we're offering both types of play here now, and to be completely honest towards ourselves, this is something we should have done before. And we're also noticing already on the first couple of tournaments how much better our Expert players are performing when they can choose a little bit between the different different outcomes. But as you can see here, Expert Division, the slides are based the same. We're building our guides in all the divisions over the same format. Right, so we do have the main text, we do have all the pictures, and we do have the data in the end. And as always, we're trying to keep you to get all the information, obviously not withholding anything, and trying to present it in a way that it's not cluttered and doesn't make it complicated. And that's obviously way important to have in mind in any of the divisions. So here we do have a classic free-to-play option, which is our base option and the only option to hold number 1, because there was no point in playing with a special ball here, because you didn't really needed any overpower, and you in the end had a no overpower second shot that was absolutely money. In Expert, we cater to Apocalypse level 4+. That's our base with clubs, and once again we're playing with free to play balls and also adding some special balls and aggressive options nowadays. Let's move on and let's take a look at two par 3s here, to just see a little bit of a difference of, here we do have a free-to-play option 1 out of 2, using either a win 3 or a win 4 ball, depending on what you feel comfortable with, and you can play with the Grizzly level 7+. I mean, this catered to a wide majority of players, and you do have a very safe birdie as a worst outcome, but also a very good chance for a hole-in-one. Obviously, the expert par 3s are laid out the same as Master par 3s. If we do believe that there needs wind angle tweaks, obviously we will be adding that too. That's not something we are removing just because it's expert, but sometimes we may not have that information or that we don't feel it's necessary. But looking here at a more aggressive shot, there's also a paid ball shot. You can see here, using a wind 5 ball allowed us to play a rough bump higher up. That gave us a very good chance for an hole-in-one. But at the same time, a bad great left made you miss the rough. And obviously that's going to be the case with some aggressive options here. But once again, we are now allowing ourselves to add that to you, so you're able then to follow along and actually make a decision yourself. Right, I'm gonna take the ultra safe birdie with a chance for an hole-in-one, or I might take a little bit extra risk, but the chances of an hole-in-one increases. And that's how we're working nowadays in Expert, and that's why I do believe that having the base of free-to-play shots is absolutely brilliant. And then combined with adding to where we do believe there is value to it, then that's even better, because then we don't ask from our customers and our players to spend unnecessary paid balls. Because I do believe that in Expert, if you're going to use paid balls, you should do it when there is value towards it. And as well, you sign up to any of our Expert Guide packages on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. In Pro Division, led by Radu, a very well-known content creator in this game, and I'm super pleased to see here that already in the first couple of tournaments with us, he has added so much value to our pro guides, and now catering to not just more players with different IDs, different mindset, but also at the same time being able to go a little bit aggressive sometimes when it's necessary for an extra options, and also obviously keep it free to play, keep it for lower level clubs, makes our pro guide to stand alone really on the pro guide market. Obviously, pro guides are laid out the same way as in Expert and Master. You see the main text at the top. We do have all the pictures and tables if needed, all to give you all the type of data that is necessary. And I understand that those of you that are playing pro today might not work with numbers as much as the other divisions are doing. But what I would like to ask is that ask us, understand it, learn it, because you will have such a massive advantage when it comes to using our guides in Pro. When it comes to Pro itself, obviously the win changes a lot. We are adapting for every round, obviously. And then we are catering to an extra level 6+, and we're catering to sniper level 8+, and we are keeping the pro guide completely free to play. It could happen that we add an extra option that might be for a special ball here and there, but that's very rare. In Pro Division, we do believe that here we should keep it free to play, as we still have a very good chance of winning or getting to the weekend round nonetheless. And the paid balls should be used to a degree in Expert and mainly in Master eventually. That's our opinion. And a lot of players that join us that are playing pro are then progressing quickly by becoming a brilliant pro player up to become a brilliant Expert player to then fight in Master for the top spot in that division. So here we do have a par 4 for pro, and then we do have a par 3 here as well, and you can see free to play, easily laid out, easy to follow, and it gives you all the data that is necessary for this particular shot. And obviously we do have the support line, the Telegram chats and stuff like that. That is a very important thing to have in mind. So there we do have a little bit of an information when it comes to Pro Division. So to summarize this then, we have everything. I can talk loads and loads of time about the value, but it's a lot of talk. I want to show you. That's why I want you to test out the guides, ask questions, get the experience of maybe not struggling in tournament, but get the experience of doing a little bit better than what you do today in tournaments, and learn with us and become a better player. One thing that I want to really put a massive point on is the Telegram chats. The Telegram chats is something we are using in tournaments to allow our followers to ask us direct questions, and also that we upload shots early. As soon as the tournament starts, we are uploading shots in the Telegram chats for Expert and Master. So we're uploading immediately at start, which means that those of you that don't have the time to maybe wait for the qualifying guide, or maybe can't wait for the opening round guide to be out because you need to play the front nine for because of your time zone, or just in general that your time doesn't allow it, Then we upload in Telegram already from start. And looking at Master Division previously, we have had detailed information with shots and voiceovers to those shots uploaded in Telegram for the front 9 holes already around 4 to 5 hours after the start of the tournament, where hole number 1 often comes within the first 30 minutes. And so I wanted to really put a point in that, or put a pin in that, or whatever it's called in English, so you understand that just because you might not have the time to wait for the guide sometime, it's not a waste of your money. Then you can still use the Telegram chats and work with those shots there and ask questions along the way, and then once the guide is out, you can play the rest of the shots there. And then obviously ask questions in the Telegram chats. If there's something you don't understand, you can talk to us shot creators directly, me, Brandon, Radu, Ben, or anyone else that is in the team. We're there to help. So you do go and sign up to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, and we do offer a partial refund as you're signing up in the middle of February here, and obviously you should not pay for a full month if you're not using a full month of content. So in the end, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video here, and if you do have any questions, we see it much better that you email support@golfclashtommy.com. We can send you a copy if you want to take a look at yourself to get a better understanding, or you might just have some questions before signing up. Use the email address support@golfclashtommy.com. A massive good luck to everyone in your Golf Clash game.